Hi, good morning. I'm going to show you a video tutorial of how to calculate the mole conversions as well as the gram conversions from the molar mass. Okay, you should receive this paper. This paper has 3 parts. It has the periodic table in the front, which you'll write your name on so you can submit it. And on the second page, it has a little practice for the molar mass, so you can practice calculating the molar mass. And then at this portion, it tells you how to calculate the moles and grams from given grams or given moles, okay? There's a few things that I want you to cross out, so that is excess information, but if you would like to do it at a later time, like if you are really into this and you know how to do it well, then I can give you some things to calculate like the gas and the particles of a mole. But what you can cross out is this first portion where it says the particles, okay? So I'm going to cross that out. And then you can also cross out this 22.4 liters of gas is at 20, STP. You don't need to know that either. Okay, so you cross that out. But you will need to know 1 mole equals the molar mass, okay? For example, the mass of hydrogen, yes, hydrogen, is 1 gram, okay? So 1 gram of hydrogen is 1 mole of hydrogen. The mass of the molar mass, like the combined mass of a compound, like C6H12O6, I believe is 180 grams. 180 grams equals 1 mole. Mass equals mole. Mass equals mole, okay? Cool, that's what you have to know. So I would star this right here. Okay, I'm going to start right here. Cool. The next thing is the bottom portion. I would put like a big star at this bottom portion, underneath it, because that's what you'll need to know. 1 mole equals molar mass can be written as 1 mole over molar mass, or molar mass in grams over a mole. Okay, that's really nice. This will help you with your units. So I would write down units here. I'm going to write it down here. Units. Because it's going to be gram per mole, and I would just put, you're going to do it G per mole, okay? Gram per mole. But that's your unit, that's what you're going to use, okay? This bottom portion, you can just cross it out, you don't need it. Cross it out. You should be crossing this out as I am, please, 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 okay? All right, let's go to this next portion, solve the following. Number 1 and 2, do it for you, because it's like demoing how to exactly do it, okay? You can go over it. As you can see, it's like they have 15 grams because the question is asking how many moles are in 15 grams of lithium. We start off with what we know. Okay, so we know that we have 15 grams of lithium, right? So we'd write that down. And how many grams of lithium are in 1 mole? Well, I would go to my periodic table. I would look at the lithium. Oh, I found it. It says 6.94 grams is the mass of lithium. That means that 6.94 grams is 1 mole, okay? So we're rounding to the nearest whole number. We've done that before. 6.94 rounded to the nearest whole is 7. So that's how I would go back. I would write, they put 6.94, but you can just write 7 because it's nice and even. So that means 15 grams divided by 7 grams equals 2.16 moles, and that's what they put, okay? They did the same thing for grams, okay? So you can convert to grams. So, for example, 2.4 moles, okay? For every 1 mole of sulfur, as you go to your periodic table, the molar mass of sulfur is 32 grams. So that's how they got this 32 here, all right? So the number of moles times the number of grams equals the total number of grams, okay? It's a nice little math conversion, okay? This is the math of chemistry. Okay, if you got that, then you can move on, or you can just practice it right now. If not, I'm going to do number 2 with you, okay? I'm going to do number 2 with you, and I'm going to do number 3 with you, all right? So let's practice number 2. So actually lied. I'm going to do number 3 and 4 because number 2 is already done for you. So let's practice number 3. Number 3 says, and I'm going to write it down here on the board, okay? How many many moles, this is already written for you, so you're just looking, are in 22 grams of argon. Okay, cool. How many moles are in 22 grams of argon? Well, the first thing I do is start with what I know. So, step 1. You need to write this down now, okay? So start with what you know. Okay? Let's scoot you closer so you can see. Nice. All right. Start with what you know. Remember, you can also like zoom into this a little bit if you need to. So we know that we have 22 grams of argon. Okay? So start off with 22. Remember your units because you're converting from grams to moles or moles to grams. So we have 22 grams of argon. Okay? We're going to do a little something called train tracks. If y'all have done it before, then that's awesome. If not, I suggest you do it because it's a lot easier. So you're going to make these things called train tracks. You make one long line underneath, and then you're going to space them out with these little, like, vertical lines, okay? It's kind of like train tracks, like a train goes through them. Cool. Okay. So that's what we know. And we want to know how many moles are in 22 grams of argon. Okay. The next thing that we do is, since we want to convert from grams, we put grams at the bottom because we want to cancel those out because they can cancel out if we cross do it, okay? We want to convert from grams to moles. Okay, moles are at the top. That's what we want. What we want is at the top. What we want to get rid of is at the bottom. We want to get rid of grams, okay? Grams to grams. Well, from the periodic table, this is the next step you do. Start with what you know. Step number 2 is look for elements on periodic table. Okay? So from the periodic table, I'm looking for argon. Argon is a noble gas. So I see it right here. Okay, it's right here. So argon its molar mass is 39.948 grams per mole. That means that it is 40 grams. Okay, so there's 40 grams of argon per 1 mole of argon. And that's how you set it up. The next thing is, step number 3, you either multiply or, make sure you write this down, or divide. If you have numbers right next to each other, you're multiplying. And if you have them underneath each other, then you divide. It's just like math, okay? So you're going to multiply 22 by 1. 22 by 1 is 22. And then you're going to divide that 22 by 40. 22 divided by 40 is, do the math. Let me get my calculator. Ugh, because I can't do it in my head. Okay, 22 divided by 40 is 0.55. Okay, so 0.55 is our answer. And the grams cancel out because we solved for them. Moles of argon. Okay? That's our answer. And make sure to box your answer so I know that it's your answer because you may have things written down other places, okay? Cool. All right. That is for number 3. Yes? Okay. Now we're going to try number 4. The reason that we're trying number 4, and I'll make sure to lean it toward it. The reason that we're trying number 4 is because this one we're converting from moles to grams. This one's moles to grams. Okay. Whenever we do that, oh, sorry guys. This is grams to moles because we're solving for moles. next one, number 4, we're solving for how many grams. So we're solving from moles to grams. That's why we're doing both, so you know how to do both, okay? So this one's grams per moles. Whenever you do grams per mole, 2 moles, you divide, okay? Grams to moles, you divide, because moles are always going to be smaller than the grams, okay? Whenever you do moles to grams, you multiply. All right? Divide, multiply. Cool. So I'm going to help you set up number 4. Number 4 says, how many, yeah, you can see, how many grams, because we're solving for grams now, are in 88.1 moles of magnesium. Start off with what we know. That's my step 1. What do I know? I know that we have 81.1 moles, 88.1 moles of magnesium. So what I know is that we have 88.1 moles of magnesium. I'm using the atomic symbol for magnesium, so I don't have to write it all out because it's long. Okay. Make our train tracks. Okay. Start with what you know, and then train tracks. Okay. All right. So the next thing we have to figure out is how many moles are in, how many grams are there per mole of magnesium. We can get that from the periodic table. So we look at the element from the periodic table. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at magnesium. I'm looking for it. Here it is. It's one of the metals. So it is the right here on the second column on the group. So the group, it is 24.305 grams. Okay. So I'm going to have moles at the bottom because I want to cancel out moles. I want grams at the top because I want my grams. Okay, I want my grams. So figure out how many grams there are in magnesium, 24.305. Round it out. Let's do 24. Okay, 24. So there are 24 grams. That's what it says here on my periodic table in 1 mole of magnesium. Now, how did I know that 24 grams equals 1 mole of magnesium? Do you remember? Okay. The mass of the element is 1 mole. So hydrogen, mass of hydrogen is 1. 1 gram, 1 mole. Mass of beryllium is 9. 9 grams for 1 mole. All of these, for each of these, there's 1 mole. There's just 1 because it's an element, just 1 mole. The mass is how many grams there are per 1 mole. Okay? The mass is how many grams there are per 1 mole. Okay. So all of these are 1 mole. You're just going to have to use 1 mole. All right? Cool. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, so since we're doing moles to grams, we multiply, okay? So multiply 88.1 times 24. What is that answer? Okay, so 88.1 times 24. I got 2,114.4. 2,114.4. Moles cancel. You need to do your units. If you're not doing your units, I'm not going to count it. Okay, you have to do it again. So it's 214.4 grams of what? Of magnesium. Okay, and we are going to box our answer. Cool? Okay, awesome. All right, that is it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Look on the whiteboard because this is going to be on the whiteboard in the morning for when you do the rest of it. Okay. So you already did 1, 3, and 4 at the front. The next thing you do is number 5, and after that you go on to the back side, okay? And then you can review some things again, calculate the weight. Cool, thanks guys.